for this. Hey. Hello, hello. What you laughing at? What you laughing at? Oh, I got my sunglasses on because I'm lit. Should I take them off? No. I'm inside wearing my sunglasses because I'm lit, y'all. That's the only reason why. I had my regular glasses on, but I feel like you could tell I was lit. So I was like, let me just hide it with my glasses. Oh my God, take them off. Y'all, I don't need y'all to see. Yes, today is my best friend's birthday. So, happy birthday to her. We getting something to eat real quick before we head out for the day and celebrate her birthday. I had to go to court on vacation, y'all. Virtual court. On my best friend's birthday at that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'ma just debrief y'all, and then I'ma get on with my day. Oh, thank you, Danae. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess they're still doing virtual. I guess the courthouse isn't open all the way. But yeah, we had a virtual court hearing, which worked out because I would have had to push it back because I had already scheduled my vacation. So, Michael filed for divorce in January, and so this was the court date. Well, actually, we had both told his lawyer that, I don't know why I said her. We had both told his lawyer that we wanted to just agree to a divorce, but then he had changed his mind and said he wanted to get an annulment. So that's why we had to go through court. But if he would have just like followed through on his original agreement, we both were just going to sign to get divorced and we were going to be done with it. And we would only have to go to court to basically get the judge to sign off on it. But when he changed his mind and said that he didn't want a divorce, he wanted an annulment, that's why we had a court date today for it. So, first of all, when we first logged into the Zoom, the judge was like, oh, can I see the marriage certificate? And his lawyer was, because I didn't have a lawyer, I was representing myself, so it was his lawyer, him, me, and the judge. So the judge asked for the marriage certificate. She said that she could send it over like on a call, but she hadn't, I guess, sent it over before, I don't know. So he was like, I'm just not really understanding how her getting a name change would like be grounds for an annulment. So his lawyer was like, oh no, we're not saying that that's our grounds for wanting an annulment. Our grounds for wanting an annulment is because the show defrauded him, and like the name change was just something that we added in there because I'm under the impression that Miss Jones went through something in another state, and that's why she got her name legally changed. So I'm already like, oh, his lawyer's starting with the lies. Like, they starting with the BS already. So in my head, I'm like wanting to respond, because don't put out a claim like that on me. something that's like not true. Like, don't do that. So I was like, let me just keep my composure and not say anything, because I don't even have a lawyer, so I don't need to be like trying to interrupt and stuff. So I just let her finish talking, and she was basically like, oh, well, Michael feels that the whole show is a fraud. Like, they told him that they were going to match him for love, and they matched him for drama and ratings. They never really wanted a happy marriage. They knew that they weren't going to be good together, and they purposely put them together just so they could get their drama and their ratings, blah, blah, blah. So the judge is like, well, Miss Jones, do you agree with that? Like, do you agree that you were defrauded by the show? And I was like, no, I don't agree with that. Like, the show put us together because they thought we would be good together, because Michael lied about who he is. I was like, honestly, Judge, I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but during the show it comes out that he was a pathological liar, and he lied during our whole marriage. Like, he lied about everything. So the only person that's defrauded in the situation is me, because I was under the impression that this man was the things that he said he was, and he's none of those things. So he's like, well, what was he lying about? Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, he lied about everything. Like, he lied about his job. He lied about how much money he made. He lied about things that he said to my family. He lied about how he got on the show. Like, he lied about being a yoga teacher. I'm like, there's so many lies. If you pick any episode of the show, anyone, just pick an episode, you'll find out that he's a liar. Like, you'll see it for yourself. And so the judge is like, well, why do you think that the producers believed him then? Like, how did the producers fall for it? And I was like, Your Honor, he is convincing. Like, he convinced the producers, he convinced my family, he convinced my friends, he convinced America. I'm like, and honestly, he just convinced his lawyer that I'm running from some charges in another state, and that's why I changed my name. Which, Judge, I'm sure you know, if I had open charges, I wouldn't be able to legally change my name. So for them to say that when I've never been arrested, I've never even been in handcuffs. So for you to insinuate that I was running from something and that's why I changed my name, like, don't ever put an allegation like that on me. Like, that is something serious. That could mess up my reputation. Like, my job could be like, oh, wait, she has other charges in different states. Like, let's look into that. I mean, they're not going to find anything, but, like, don't make claims like that when they're not true. Like, when I tell you the most I've ever had was a speeding ticket, I have never been in trouble with the law at all. Like, never. So I was just, like, irritated by that. So I made sure to bring that up. Like, he convinced his lawyer that she didn't even do research. He convinced her that. So he can be convincing. That's why the producers believed him. And so he's like, well, asked his lawyer, like, what did she have to say in response to that? And his lawyer was like, well, you know, that was her experience on the show, but if she feels like she was defrauded by Michael and Michael feels like he's defrauded by the show, then ultimately they both feel defrauded. So they should get an annulment just based on the fact that it wasn't a real marriage. Like, none of it was real. And so he's like, oh, so then she brings up how Michael never watched the show. He was cold called. So somebody just randomly reached out to him and called him for the show. He didn't know what he was signing up for. None of it was real. Like, he had never watched the show, so he literally had no idea what was happening. So the judge was like, so if I watch their wedding, will it look like a real wedding or will it look like it's fake? And then she was like, well, I mean, that was just day one. I'm like, yeah, because you know it's going to look real. Like, you know that it's going to look like we actually got married. Like, it's not going to look like for drama or for ratings. So she was like, well, you know, Your Honor, like, that was at the beginning. They knew these two people wouldn't be together. And she kept speaking for me. Like, I'm sure Miss Jones would agree that, you know, the show defrauded them. The show promised them, like, a happy, healthy, loving marriage. And that's not what they got. I'm pretty sure she would agree to the fact that, like, what she was led on to believe is not what actually was going on. And so, I forget what the judge had asked me. Oh, he said, so what about Miss Jones? What was the drama that she was contributing? This is the one time he asked Michael a question. He literally never asked Michael any questions. And so he's like, what about her? And I, literally before Michael could respond, I was like, nothing, because I was honest. I was honest about who I am. I was honest about the things I had to work on. I was honest about my past relationships. I was honest about what I was looking for. Like, I was honest about all that stuff. So what drama did I bring? Like, so then Mike was like, no, it's just that he literally never even addressed the question. He just started talking about, well, the producers put you in certain situations to get a reaction out of you. Like, the producers purposely, like, will have us do scenes where they know we're gonna, like, fuss or fight or be in an argument. And, like, the producers purposely put you in, just kept saying, the producers purposely do this. And then he's like, so, and then he said, the producers set up a scene to show that his family member had never died. I'm like, literally, that didn't happen. Like, America didn't think your uncle died. Not the producers. The producers believed it. We all believed it. So no, like, the producers didn't set that up. So Michael was saying that, and then, like, basically his lawyer just kept saying, like, he was like, why do they need an annulment though? Like, why can't they just get a divorce? And she's like, because they didn't know what they were signing up for. Neither one of them wanted to be married to each other. The producers purposely put them together so that they could, you know, argue, and this would be drama for ratings. Like, they knew for a fact that these people wouldn't be good together. And oh my God, his lawyer said something. It was like, oh, that's what she said. She said, if these producers really wanted to create, like, long-lasting relationships, then why would they not dig further in this? Why wouldn't they look into his background? If they really want, like, long-standing relationships, like, why wouldn't they do more research and, you know, really figure out who this person is? Which I'm not gonna lie, I was like, that's a valid point. Like, that was the one time I was like, all right, she made a good point. But the rest of the time, I'm just like, nah, she don't know what she's talking about. So the judge, like, was like, well, Miss Jones, what do you want? Do you want an annulment? I was like, look, I will take whatever I can get at this point. I just want to be done with this situation. So if we get an annulment, great. If we got to get a divorce, I'm okay with that too. Ultimately, I just want to be separated from this. And the judge started laughing at me because I'm like, give me whatever you got. Like, I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers, okay? So yeah, in the end of it, the judge was like, I'm gonna give you an annulment. Like, I don't really agree that they didn't know what they were signing up for, because I think Miss Jones went into this and she really did want to find the love of her life. He literally said that. He believed me. He could see it. So he was like, I really think that they both knew what they were signing up for. They were two very smart, brilliant people. Like, they were smart enough to know that they were getting married to a stranger and that there was likely going to be some drama happening because it's a TV show. So, yeah, he was like, y'all get an annulment. I'm going to grant it for y'all. So I'm like, yes, I was never married. Married who? I was never married. Married who? I'm single. I'm single. I'm single. Hey. So yeah, it worked out for me. And guess what? I didn't spend $1 on a lawyer. So yep, it all worked out in the end. So I'm so happy. This is a great way to start our lit day for everything we about to be. Oh, and apparently Michael's lawyer is also representing Brandon, so there's that. Because the judge asked, well, what about the other people on the TV show? Would they all agree that it's all just a fake marriage? And his lawyer goes, well, I don't know about everybody, but I am representing somebody else from their season, and he would agree. Brandon and Michael don't count, okay? Like, they literally don't count. They're the two people that do not count the most. Oh, why didn't you speak? Yeah, if y'all see me out, y'all should speak. But yeah, I was like, Michael looked the same. Nothing much just has changed. But I just think it's so funny that he did all this and, like, created all this uproar and literally couldn't even say any, like, he could not find any way to attack me or say that I did anything wrong. The only thing he could do is to say, well, she got a name change and I didn't know about it. Bro, you got a whole marriage certificate with my old legal name on it. How are you telling me you did not know that I was going through a legal name change? How? Make it make sense. So you just didn't see who you was marrying. You went through all this paperwork with somebody in the courthouse. You like literally went and got married outside the courthouse. And you never saw the name of the person. Never heard the name. Never nothing. Like, make it make sense. So yeah, I'm free. I'm done talking about this. This is the last time I ever speak on that man. We're separated. We're done. It's over. I can put all of this behind me. Pretend it never happened. Don't ask me about my marriage. Don't ask me about a wedding because I've never been married. I'm single. I'm looking for my husband and he's coming soon. That's it. But yeah, that's all. That's all. I'm not going to say this, so tell your friends to tell your friends. And yeah, have a good day.